Star Child Within, Quantum Reparenting and Emotional Prosperity. Quantum Opening. Innocence does not disappear. Innocence rests until a steady embrace, a clear voice, and a rhythmic breath prove that home now exists. 1. Deep gaze. The sanctuary where time learns to care. The human journey carries a golden thread weaving through years and inner constellations. The Star Child Within is not nostalgia and not only childhood memory. It is a living frequency that contains wonder, creativity, play, luminous vulnerability, and hunger for truth. When this frequency goes unsupported, masks appear. Chronic people-pleasing, hyperachievement, recurring guilt, fear of shining, or addiction to approval. When this frequency receives loving structure and sane limits, quiet magic returns, curiosity with roots, tenderness with spine, abundance with purpose. The archetypal stage holds decisive allies. The child who builds universes with a box and two strings. The inner mother, who nourishes without invasion and looks with dawn eyes. The inner father, who protects with clarity and breathable structure. The sage, who remembers that each tear is also baptismal water for dormant talents. The artist, who turns scars into sacred relief. The guardian, who shuts doors where energy drains and opens windows where life sings. A guiding metaphor settles the field. A courtyard with a fountain. The water is attention. The fountain is the nervous system. The wind is the world's stimuli. Without edges, the water spills and muds the ground. With rigid edges, the water stagnates. With living edges, the water dances, irrigates, and whispers. Quantum reparenting installs in the present the living edges that may have been missing in the past, without accusations, without drama, with a practical elegance that favors function over endless narration. Emotional prosperity does not require the absence of pain. It requires the circulation of inner resources even in swell and surge. It means feeling without drowning, expressing without attacking, asking without begging, offering without emptying. It turns love into an ecosystem where tenderness never demands self-abandonment. When the star child takes a seat in the heart of the adult, the world stops acting like a tribunal and becomes an art studio. Discover Vorum 2, Scientific and Psychological Foundations, Vagus Nerve, Attachment, and Memory Reconsolidation. Humanistic Psychology trusts the organism's inherent tendency toward growth when empathy, authenticity, and unconditional positive regard are present. Transpersonal Psychology adds that the organism is a wave of a vaster ocean capable of accessing expanded states of consciousness that reorganize deep meaning. In both, reparenting is not a trick. It is a process where a well-used present rewrites the script of yesterday without erasing it. Regulation and the window of tolerance. The autonomic nervous system oscillates between sympathetic activation and parasympathetic rest. Cardiorespiratory coherence widens the window where experience can be processed without dissociation or overwhelm. A longer exhale than inhale trains safety. A self-directed kind gaze trains belonging. A posture with soft sternum and lengthened occiput trains dignity. Micro-habits become inner architecture. Attachment and relational patterns. Anxious adaptations show fusion and over-repair. Avoidant adaptations show emotional withdrawal and rigid self-sufficiency. Disorganized adaptations reveal opposing impulses fighting for the helm. Reparenting installs a more secure base. In the now, clear limits, predictable rhythm, emotional validation, and responsibilities sized to the moment's emotional age. Neuroplasticity and reconsolidation. Each time a memory activates, it becomes malleable and may reconsolidate with corrective information. When a memory of abandonment appears and coexists with a new embodied experience of support, posture, breath, words, environment, the network rewires. Not denial of the past, but an added ending. That ending is called now. language and internal maps. NLP observes that the map is not the territory. The inner child often engraved toxic equations. Mistake, chakra danger. Asking, chakra nuisance. Shining, chakra punishment. The task is recabling meanings. Mistake, chakra laboratory. Asking, chakra bridge. Shining, chakram service. Identity stops tangling with the old narrative and starts breathing without borrowed permission. Left-right cohesion. Coherent narrative emerges when the emotional right hemisphere and the verbal logical left join hands. The story integrates without blame, places responsibilities, recognizes wounds, and names resources. Integration reduces impulsivity, phantom guilt, and paralysis. An adult appears who can hold the child with firmness and tenderness at once. 3. Biodecoding applied. The body as a letter that always arrives. The body speaks in metaphor. It never replaces medical diagnosis nor explains everything, yet it offers symbolic keys that help release memory. A skin, boundary with the world. Rashes or itch can express excess contact or starved contact. The child asks for a loving filter, neither isolation nor raw exposure. Throat and jaw. Swallowed words and unsung songs. The body asks for tempered voice, for naming needs, and for closing the day with a whisper of self-validation. Stomach and intestines, or digestion of situations and beliefs. Recurring inflammation can correlate with the chronic obligation to swallow what hurts. The loving act consists in letting go of the compulsion to be liked and chewing decisions slowly. Lumbar zone. Weight of responsibilities beyond the emotional age of the moment. The healing gesture is called redistribution and looks like concrete limits. Breath. Capacity to host life. Soft, sustained hyperventilation can bind to ancient alarms. The antidote is an exhalatory rhythm that declares that the present is not the past. Route of liberation. 1. Recognize. The sensation with sensory words. Pressure, heat, tingling, not. 2. Relate. Sensation to current context with precision and without accusation. 3. Repair. With a microact. Hand on the area. Slow exhale. Permission phrase. Minimum measurable behavioral adjustment. 4. Repeat. With gentle consistency for 21 days, avoiding turning the practice into an exam. Symbolic supplement. Place a glass of water with a drop of honey beside the bed for 7 nights. Before sleep, declare in a low voice that the world's taste no longer turns bitter inside the inner home. In the morning, offer that water to a plant. The subconscious understands the grammar of acts. Daro. 4. Quantum NLP tools. Functional and poetic reprogramming. Each protocol installs clear patterns with step-by-step instructions and ethical gentleness. No forcing, no denial, precise love. 4.1. Identity anchor. I am home to me. Statement. I am reliable home for my inner child. I give tenderness a shape with structure. Process. 1. Stand hip-width, grounded. 2. Visualize a golden circle on the floor labeled home. 3. Step in and speak the statement 3 times slowly. 4. Activate a tactile anchor by touching the sternum during a long exhale. 5. Future pacing. Imagine a common day resolved with calm and limits. Seal with a subtle nod from crown to heart. 4.2. Swish. From pleasing to clarity. 1. Small, black and white image, the old pattern of saying yes without checking capacity. 2. Large, luminous image, the new pattern of listening to the body and answering with a container. 3. Swish fast 5 times, increasing speed. 4. Test with a recent cue and log the bodily shift without self-sabotage. 4.3 Meaning, reframe old. Asking for support equals being a burden. New. Asking for support organizes the circulation of love. Installation. 10 breaths, the new sentence in the chest. Soft sternum. 4.4. Bridge to resource 1. Identify one moment of serene strength in your life. 2. Extract submodalities: light, temperature, posture, sound. 3. Transfer these qualities to an old scene with the child, not changing facts, only supplying resources. 4. Observe until the body registers measurable relief. 4.5. Parts integration. Part A wants to fulfill every request. Part B needs rest and focus. Protocol: 1. One hand for each part, 2 sentences per turn. 2. Detect positive intention in both. 3. Design a concrete agreement, time blocks and graceful exit language. 4. Hands on heart to seal integration. 4.6. Timeline and reconsolidation. 1. Back to the past, face toward the now. 2. Anchor resource here, breath, posture, phrase. 3. Invite a memory that asks for support. 4. Allow coexistence with the new experience until the body loosens. 5. Return with an anchor object, bracelet, stone, word. 4.7. Communication scripts. I listen to myself first and respond afterward. I offer this, and I do not offer more. I appreciate the request. I do not have capacity today. Yes, with clear conditions and a review date. 5. Spiritual view and Christic consciousness. Tenderness with spine. Christic consciousness pours lucid compassion, not compliance. It loves without a contract of self-erasure. The star child does not require a permanent savior. It requires a present adult self, who turns the inner house into a breathable cloister. In the vision of unity, absolute separation dissolves, yet form is honored. Living limits, so love gains a channel. Silence, so wisdom settles. Service that never uproots the servant. Buddhist emptiness teaches that no form holds a fixed essence. This permits updating inner agreements without guilt. Where hypervigilance once stood, attentive tenderness now breathes. Where self-accusation once ruled, learning now flows. Psychomagic adds simple symbolic acts of strong subconscious impact. Place a childhood photo under a golden cloth for 21 days with a white candle lit for 10 minutes and a steady sentence that reads, "There is home here." In multidimensional terms, quantum reparenting installs support geometries. A crystalline octahedron. Around the body moderates energy exchange. A tetrahedron in the chest anchors direction and trust. A soft heart torus refines giving and receiving until both move like breathing. 6. Integrative ritual. A simple liturgy for mind, body, and spirit. Suggested duration. Morning 11 minutes, afternoon 7 minutes, night 9 minutes. Morning, consecration of the day. 1. Asta 4-6 breathing. 4 in, 6 out, 10 cycles. 2. Home posture. Soft sternum, long cervical line, neutral pelvis. 3. Decree. Today I hold my tenderness with structure and my structure with tenderness. 4. Nurturing touch. Right hand on chest, left hand on abdomen for 3 long exhales. 5. Keystone action. 1 priority completed before opening messaging apps. 6. Blessing the child. Imagine the little one enjoying a breakfast of light at the heart's table. Midday, micro-emotional hygiene. 3, 4 to 7, 8 breaths. A glass of water with a hint of honey or lemon as a reminder of dignified sweetness. A micro-boundary. Define a response window for messages and honor it. Afternoon, repair and gratitude. 1. Brief inventory. 1 honored boundary, 1 pending repair. 2. Repair act. A clear, kind message with no dramatization. 3. Movement. Slow psoas and neck stretches, 3 minutes. Night. Temple closure. 1. Water and salt. Wash hands while declaring return of foreign loads. 2. White candle, 5 minutes. Contemplate flame with soft breathing. 3. Sleep code. I sleep in safe home and I wake in new life. 4. Anchor object. Childhood photo beneath the golden cloth. A kiss to the hand that touches it. Everyday economy of care. Abundance born from structure. The star child loves clear rhythms. Enduring prosperity never grows from chronic sacrifice or serial self-promises broken in silence. It grows from kind discipline. It grows from saying yes to fewer things and better. It grows from systems, windows of attention and windows of silence, explicit agreements in projects and money, fortnightly reviews without judgment and with fine adjustment, small celebrations for each act in favor of life. When care becomes structure, talent becomes reliable, creativity produces value, and value returns with gratitude. Spirituality becomes logistics, and logistics becomes spirituality. Dar, essential repairs, gold in amendment. No process sustains perfection. Medicine lives in a speed and cleanliness of repair. 1. I acknowledge the blind spot without self-whipping. 2. I reorder behavior with a verifiable micro-promise. 3. I reaffirm the loving belonging of the child within. Amendment teaches the system that the inner bond does not depend on performance. It depends on presence. Gaundasa, protocol for sensitive days, minimum viable presence and necessary beauty. Slower and fewer words. Music that opens space and not noise. A touch of nature or light at the window. One small beautiful action, flowers, tea, sacred reading, or a poem. One brave no to the unnecessary. One deep yes to rest. Creative practices, channeling play with roots, a Starchild journal, 1 page a day with spontaneous drawing and 3 lines of validation. Adult lullaby, low hum on exhale, 2 minutes before sleep. Belonging mandala, concentric circles with names of resources, nourishing people, and core values. Boundary choreography, 3 arm-hand gestures symbolizing opening, maintaining, and closing. Dasyo, markers of emotional prosperity, signs of firm ground. The body rests more easily. No sounds kind and definitive. Creativity returns after encounters. Money circulates with clear agreements. Crises do not require self-abandonment. Laughter appears without permission. Tenderness no longer apologizes for existing. Communication templates for daily life. I value this connection, and I will answer at a time that honors both of us. I am available for this much, not beyond that. I appreciate your need. Here is what I can offer in integrity. I choose depth over speed, and I will revisit this on the date we agree. I suspend this conversation until respect is present again. Nush. Somatic boundary script. 90 seconds. Hand to chest, 1 breath like a wave. Hand to throat, 1 breath like a bell. Hand to abdomen, 1 breath like a drum. Whisper inwardly. My body reveals truth. My truth reforms my boundaries. My boundaries refine my love. Behavioral keystone menu. Choose 1 per week. Message windows. Respond at 2 defined periods only. Device Sabbath. 1 evening per week without screens. Exit phrase. A pre-chosen line that closes draining exchanges with elegance. Start of day focus. 45 minutes on the highest leverage task before inputs. Care block. 2 hours weekly dedicated to learning, rest, or therapy. Celebration token. A small joy after each boundary honored. Multidimensional geometry. Breath-drawn shields. Octahedron. Around the body, inhale to brighten facets. Exhale to mirror back what is not yours. Tetrahedron. In the chest, inhale to align direction. Exhale to stabilize resolve. Heart torus. Inhale draws in nourishment. Exhale shares overflow without leak. Daras. High vibration close. Master phrase. Adult love turns the past into root and the root into fruit. 24-hour quantum challenge. Select 1 simple daily scene as a laboratory of reparenting. 4 to 6 breathing, hand on chest, statement, I am home to me. Answer from the chosen container, and a 1-line log of body sensation after the action. Activation code. 3 repetitions with long exhale and soft gaze. Aurora home, Aurora home, Aurora home. Seal with the image of a golden octahedron around the heart. Con amor, Andrew.